Welcome back to Love to Live in the Temecula Valley. I am your host, Catherine Materiali. Today, we're going to be doing a very tactical video where I'm just going to be here showing you a map. I help a lot of people move here from other areas. And one of the biggest things that we end up discussing is all these neighborhoods that I've seen online, where are they? How does it fit together? What are the freeways that I would jump on? What are the main roads? So today we are simply going to show you where the different parts of Temecula are and how they kind of fit together. That's it. Let's dive right in. Are you ready? Okay, so let's start with just an overview of where Temecula is in regards to other areas, because Temecula is a community where a lot of people will live here but commute to other areas. Like they will commute to San Diego, or they might commute up to Riverside or Orange County or even LA. Although that is not as common because that is a drive. That tends more to be like our firefighters, where they'll be at the station a few days a week. So here's Temecula here. I'm going to zoom out so you can get an example of how it fits together in regards to the county. So Temecula is the very first city you hit when you come over the San Diego to Riverside County line. And oh my gosh, the view is absolutely beautiful when you're coming from the south and you first drive into Temecula. So you'll see here's Temecula. And if you go south, you are in North San Diego County, which that's where I'm from originally. And if you continue down the 15, then you'll end up all the way here in downtown. So, or you can come across the 76 right here. Let me just use my little fancy pen here so you can see what I'm talking about. So coming down the 15, you can also hit the 76 and end up at Camp Pendleton, or you can continue south and end up in, like I said, North County if you commute there, but also here towards downtown. So Carmel, if you go across the 56, or Ted Williams, as we locals refer to it as, if you work in the Sorrento Valley area, then you might come down that way. Or if you continue south, I'll show you here, you can end up to downtown. Perhaps if you're Navy and you're at Coronado or at 32nd Street, that's a great option for you there. Now, what about if you work north? So let me show you that. So if you are living in Temecula and you're going to commute north, perhaps to Riverside, we have March Air Force Base. And of course, there's a lot of commerce in Riverside as well. And actually, a lot of students will go to school in Riverside. So let's start with that. If you're in Temecula and you want to go north, then you would likely take the 215 north. And you would head up here past Paris. Here's March Air Force Base. And then you could continue up to head toward Riverside. And then Corona is in this area as well. Now, if you are going to commute to Orange County and you are in Temecula, then you would likely head right up the 15 to Corona and then take the 91 over to Orange County. And I'll move this here so you can see a little bit better. So you would hit up the 91 and head across, just depending on which way you're going to go. So, and then you have, all of the commerce and everything here for Orange County. Okay. So that's the overall view of where Temecula is, depending on where you may be commuting to. Let's talk about the different parts of Temecula. So I'm going to zoom in here. So when you are coming north, the very first exit that you have. And I'm going to point out a couple of things. So if you can see, I'm going to zoom in. Can you see how it says 79 right here, but it also says 79 right there? My dad has a funny story, actually. So I have been a realtor since 2003. My dad has been a realtor since 1990. He moved to this area first, and we followed. And when he first started showing properties, this was back when we'd print off our MapQuest sheets and we didn't have Siri or Google Maps or anything like that. And he got the two set that we have South 79 and we have North 79. And he got so lost, poor guy, just trying to get around the area. So, but honestly, nobody really refers to it as North 79. I'm going to use my little pen here. So right here, you have South 79, which is Temecula Parkway. That is your first exit when you are coming north into Temecula. The next exit you have here is Rancho California Road. And then you have North 79, which is Winchester Road. And then finally, now I'm going to point this out, this exit, even though this is not Temecula, it is Murrieta, but it's still important to know because I will refer to it. So we have Murrieta Hot Springs, which comes off of both the 215 and the 15 freeway. So we have the 15 freeway coming all the way up here. Okay. So let me show you here how these all fit together. So in regards to how Temecula is broken up, when I did the video on Murrieta, you heard me reference West Murrieta, Central Murrieta, and East Murrieta. With Temecula, it's different. We have South Temecula, Central Temecula, and North Temecula. So South Temecula is this area, and of course, there's not a definitive line, but generally speaking, when we're thinking of South Temecula as locals, we're thinking this very first portion here off of Temecula Parkway and kind of up to just south of Rancho California Road. I would say kind of a good rule of thumb is this PABA line here, although, like I said, it's not exact. So your South Temecula, a lot of folks who commute kind of further down in San Diego will, if they can, if it's within budget, they'll start their home search in the South Temecula portion simply because it's the very first exit, and it just means that it'll reduce the distance that they're going to be driving. I will tell you, and if you are looking to move to this area, that's not always the only option that you have to keep your commute down, because I will tell you that there are a lot of traffic lights along these main arteries here. So if you live really deep in, it might make more sense to perhaps live in West Murrieta, where geographically it's a farther drive, but there are fewer lights, it's easier access to the freeway, and you might end up actually driving less time, ironically. But South Temecula is this portion here. And then Central Temecula, really, when we're thinking of Central Temecula, it's kind of along the Rancho California Road portion. Okay, so that's that second exit that you hit when you're approaching Temecula. And Rancho California Road, it will lead here to a bunch of differently beautiful neighborhoods. I'm going to have a video another week where I break down, okay, what are some of the main neighborhoods that you've perhaps researched and seen online, but want to see how they fit together. So make sure to look out for that video. It will be coming in the next week or two. And then the north part of Temecula is this portion off of Winchester Road, which that's the exit for the mall. So South Temecula or Temecula Parkway, I always say, think the casino. And also that gets you to, if you like going out to the desert, it takes you through Awanga and also some of the southernmost wineries kind of in this area. And then Rancho California Road, that's the exit that takes you out to the wineries. So if you head out that direction, and then Winchester Road is the exit that will take you to the mall and a lot of that shopping. Now, notice I'm only staying on the right side of the 15. Of course, we have Temecula here as well. And this portion of Temecula, Deleuze, feeds into, if you go north, it feeds into Murrieta. And if you go south, it feeds into Fallbrook. And that's almost like its own thing. It's almost like you have South, Central, and North Temecula, and then wine country and Duluth. So these are the main arteries. Those are the freeways that you would take. And I pointed out Murrieta Hot Springs as well, because you do have, so right here, this is, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. This is Harveston. This is right by the mall. This is really the tip, the most northern tip of Temecula, closest to the freeway. And depending on where you're going, you may hop on to Murrieta Hot Springs, or you might access home either from Winchester Road or Murrieta Hot Springs, depending on where you're going and what the traffic is like. So those are the different freeways. Those are the different main roads that you would access. And that is how you would access different parts of town. If you live in South Temecula, really, you're probably, for your day-to-day shopping, you're going to be focused on this area. And I will be doing another video showing you where the grocery stores are and where the hospitals are and such. If you live in Central Temecula, you may go south, you may go north. And then if you live in North Temecula, you may go, really, probably for shopping, you probably wouldn't head down to Rancho California Road. You'd probably stay kind of around this area of where the mall is, but you might head up to Murrieta Hot Springs because there are a few things up there as well. So that's just the overview of the different parts of Temecula. Make sure to watch our other videos that we'll be releasing each week. I'm going to break it down a little bit more. My next video I'm going to do is going to show you where the hospitals are that you would use and where the grocery stores are, because those are really important. And then the week after that, I'm going to show you where the fun stuff is to do. When you're moving to the area, it's hard to piece it all together. You know, where am I actually going to be shopping? Where are the kids going to be going to school? How am I going to commute to work? How does it all fit together? What parts of town am I actually going to spend time in? And where can we have fun? We're going to address all of that. And if you're wanting to research more about the community, if you're either new to the area or you're thinking of moving to the area, please drop a comment if there's anything in particular that you would really like me to dive in on, because I would love to help with that. As always, thank you for spending time with us, and we would love to be a part of your journey. So drop a comment if you want to have us answer any questions, and shoot us either a text or an email. My info is below if you would like to set up a time to pick my brain more, and we would love to welcome you to the community. Have a good one.